Hello guys. So we are going to continue our discussion with respect to Python. In our previous video, we have already completed operators, and if you remember, we have covered one complete section with respect to Python basics, understanding and executing a lot of examples on variables, data types and operators. Now we are going to an amazing new topic in Python which is called control flow. In control flow, we are going to discuss about conditional statements and loops, but in this video we are going to focus more on the conditional statements. Now let's see what are the topics we are going to cover today. So basically we are going to focus on if, else if and else statements which are called conditional statements. First we are going to introduce the conditional statements and then we'll go to if statement, else statement. Elif is nothing but else if statement. Nested conditional statements, we are going to see a lot of practical examples and then we are going to see some common errors and best practices. Let's go ahead and start our coding. Let's understand what is the if statement. So if statement evaluates a condition and executes a block of code within it if the condition is true. Okay, so let's go to an example. So suppose I'm declaring a variable called age is equal to 20 and I'm writing one if condition here. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then print you are allowed to vote in the elections. Okay, so this is a very simple way of understanding if statement. So let me now execute this. Okay, so because I entered the age value as 20 and I have a condition of age should be greater than or equals to 18, and because this is true, it's printing you are allowed to vote in the elections. And if I give this something 10, the value as 10, then it will not print anything. So let me keep this and I'll explain you one more thing here. So first thing is we need to make sure if this is this condition, the condition mentioned in the if statement, even only if it is true, then only it's going to print the statement. That means it's going inside the if block. So just to make sure if this condition is true or not, you can execute this age is greater than equals to 18 and see because this condition was true, it went ahead with the print statement. Okay. Okay, now let me explain you the else statement. So else statement executes a block of code if the condition in the if statement is false. So for example, I'm declaring a variable and I'm assigning it a value as 16 and I'm writing an if condition. If age is greater than or equals to 18, then print you are eligible for voting. Okay, so this one, right? If the statement is false, if this statement is false, it will never go and print this print statement. Suppose I execute this. See, I don't see any output. But what if I want to handle this? Like I want to see if this condition is not being satisfied, it should return me something, right? So what I'll do, come outside of this block so that if this condition is not met, it should go to the else block, a tab, and then print you are a minor. Now, if I go ahead and execute this, oh, something, okay. Yeah, this is one of the common error, guys. See, I missed out that semicolon colon here, and I got an error, expected colon. So we need to be very mindful on the syntax and the indentation here. So if we do not handle the indentation, if we do not follow these syntaxes, right, like the if condition and else condition should be followed by a colon. So we are going to get errors. Okay. So because this condition was not met, if you see here, the age is 16. So this condition is not met. That's why it went ahead to the else block and printed this statement for me. Okay, let's go ahead with the next conditional statement, that is else if. So else if we usually in Python denote it by elif, that is ELIF. Okay. The else if statement or elif statement allows you to check multiple conditions. It stands for else if. That is the reason we say this as elif, ELIF. Okay. So now let me give you an example. I'm going to declare a variable age and I'm assigning it as a value of 17. And then I'm writing a condition. If age is less than 13, then print you are a child. Okay. Now I want to write an else if statement. So I'll have to come out of this block. Elif semicolon. Sorry, Elif, I want to write a condition. Age is less than age is less than 18, 18 colon, print you are a teenager. Okay. And then if this condition is also not satisfied, I'm going to print a default statement which says you are an adult. Okay. So let me go ahead and execute this. Okay, because see, I'm writing age is equal to 17 here. So age is less than 13. This is not satisfied. So it went ahead to check this condition. Age is less than 17, 18. So this condition gets satisfied here. So it's printing you are a teenager. Okay. This gives you an idea how else if or elif works. I hope this is clear. Now let's go ahead and discuss about nested conditional statements. Nested conditional statement. So there may be a scenario where I want to use nested conditional statements. You can place one or more if, elif or else statements inside another if, elif or else statement just to create nested conditional statements. Okay, so we are going to discuss an example to check if a given number is even, odd or negative. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable and I'm going to take user input for this. Okay, in input and enter the number. Okay, I'm going to ask user to enter a number for me, and then I'm going to check if the user inputted number is even, negative or odd. Okay, so for this I'm going to write if my if conditions. If num is greater than 0, then print the number is positive. Okay, and if the number is positive, I'm going to check if num modulus 2 double equals 0. So this is to check if the number is even or not. Okay, so if this condition is satisfied, I'm going to print the number is even. Okay, but if this condition is not satisfied, like the number modulus 2 is not equals to 0, then I want to print the number is odd. So I'll write an else statement here and then print the number is odd. Okay, then I want to come out of this if statement. So I want to come out of this if block. For this if block, right, for the first one, if number is greater than 0, then I want to go ahead and execute this set of blocks. But if the number is not greater than 0, I want to print another statement. So for that, I'll be writing one more else. And in the print, I'll be writing the number is 0 or negative. Okay, so let me just go ahead and execute the statement for you. Meanwhile, you can also try this running from your end. Okay, so you see, I got one user input here. So let me enter a number called 5 here. So 5 is greater than 2, that's why it went ahead and printed this. The number is positive. 5 is not an even number, so it went ahead with the else statement and it's printing the number is odd. Okay, so one more time, I'll just give a negative number, suppose -3. So see, it gave the number is 0 or negative. Directly, it came out of the if block because the number is not greater than 0. It went to this else block and it's printing the number is 0 or negative. So this is what nested conditional statements are. You'll have to take care of the indentation part. If you're not following indentation, you may get an error. I hope you got a clear idea on if, else if or elif, else nested conditional statements now. Let us see some more practical examples, okay? So what I'm going to do is we are going to determine if a year is a leap year using nested conditional statements. Leap year. Okay. So I'm going to create a variable called year. I'm going to take user input for this. So input, enter the year. Okay. So after taking the user input, I'm going to start the if statements. If year, year percentage 4 modulus 4 is equal to 0, then I'm going to check another if condition here. If year percentile or modulus 100 is equal to 0, then go ahead and check another if statement here. If year modulus 400 is equal to 0. I made a mistake here. It should be double equals because this is comparison, right? Yeah. So if all of these conditions are satisfied, then print year, comma, is a leap year. Okay. So I'll be taking one more session on print formatting. There are different ways where you can use this print statement or the display part. So for this if statement, for this if block, I'm going to write an else statement for which I'm going to print here is not a leap year. Okay. And then I want to come out of this if block. So for this if block, I'm going to write another else. Like for this if block, I'm going to write an else statement here for which I'm going to print this is a leap year. Okay. Here is a leap year. Okay, so now this is handled. So there is one more if the main if statement for which we need to write the else here. So we come here, else colon print year comma is not a leap year. Okay, so this one, right, this example, I'm just trying to give you an example of nested if here. Okay, so if I execute this, it's asking for a user input here. If I give 2022, so this is not a leap year. So it's given 2022 is not a leap year. Okay. So if I execute it again, I write 2024. It's given 2024 is a leap year. I hope this is clear. The nested if practical example. So next I'm going to give you one assignment. You would need to write a code for a simple calculator program using nested conditional statements. You can make use of if, elif, and all. But before you see the solution here, please try to write and execute the code on your own. Okay? You'll need to take user input and ask the user if he or she wants to do addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. So I'll be giving the solution here, but my recommendation would be give it a pause, try it from your end, and then come to the solution. Okay? Okay, so we are going to create a simple calculator here. I'm going to declare a variable num1 is equal to float input, enter the first number. Okay, I'm going to declare another variable num2 is equal to float input, enter the second number. So I have taken the user inputs number 1, number 2. Then I'm going to create another variable called operation, and I'm going to take user input and ask them what are the kinds of operation, what is the kind of operation they are trying to perform on the given numbers. Okay, enter operation, and I'm asking them to select one among this. So I'm giving them an option of plus, minus, multiplication, and division. Okay, You can also try giving modulus, exponential and all, but just to keep it simple, I'm giving these 4 operations. Now to perform the requested operation, I'm going to write my if blocks, if, else, if and all, okay? So we'll start with if operation equals to double equals to plus. So if user enters a plus operation, that means we need to perform addition. So our result would be result is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay. Else if operation double equals to minus, then our result should perform a subtraction operation, num1 minus num2. Okay. Elif operation double equals multiplication, then okay, again I forgot the colon here. Okay, result is equal to num1 multiplied by num2. Okay, then we have one more one more operation here, which is the division. So Elif operation double equals to division, then the result is equal to num1 divided by num2. Okay. Okay, before that, right, I'll show you one more thing. So I'll write a if statement here. If num2 is not equal to 0, then only perform this, division operation. Or else this will throw us one error here, divided by 0 error. Okay. And if number is not equals to 0, if number is not equal to 0, then only perform the division operation. Else it should return one print statement which says that division by error. Okay, it should print error division by 0. Okay, and then I'm coming out of the if block here and I'm going to print else the result is equal to invalid operation. Okay, and at the end I'm going to print my result here. Print result comma result. Okay, so let us go ahead and execute this piece of code. We'll see how it behaves. So it's asking for the user input. So let me enter 10 as my first number, 5 as my second number. And then I want to perform, suppose, addition. I'll give a plus here and it gave me 15. Similarly, you can try ahead with all these operators that you have given. Try, test it for each and every if condition. Give different inputs and see how it results. Okay. One more example that I want to give you is to determine the ticket price based on age and whether the person is a student. So, ticket pricing based on age and student status. I'll be giving you the code here so that you would be able to practice this on your own. Okay. So you need to take the user input, declare a variable and take the age and see if a student are you a student? Just ask a question to the user if he or she is a student or not. And on the basis of these two variables, we just need to see if the age is 5, then the price is free. If age is less than 12, then $10. If age is less than equals to 17, and if it's a student, then the price is $12. Similarly, we have different other if conditions. Please go through this example, try to execute it on your own. And this was it from my side. I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you.